Moving now, team, to agenda item number 3, which is confirmation of the council minutes of the 26th of February and of course the SPO meeting, and I think they've been handed out to you separately with this item. So are there any amendments to these minutes before I call for a mover, please? Both sets? Oh, sorry, Councillor Henson?
Yeah, just on page 3/5, 7 point down the states.
Yep.
On page 3/5, 7 point down states, a member requested more comprehensive non-financial reporting on capital projects such as the Turangi Town Centre redevelopment. That was in fact me, so I'd like it to be noted because I did ask at the time for that comment to be noted. And what I actually did say was that I considered it not adequate and also requested more comprehensive non-financial reporting message.
Okay, are there any further alterations to those minutes? Or the other set of minutes as well, please, the SPO of the 18th of March. Okay, being none, I will ask for a mover and a seconder, please. Move, Councillor Johnson, seconded. All seconded. All those in favour? Aye. Okay, any minutes arising firstly from 28th of February meeting, please. Councillor Williams.
Just one here. I asked the question about the variance. 3/5, 2 points down from the matter referred to by Councillor Henderson, the 226,000 variance for the economic development budget. I was due to hear back on that. It was probably, the comment was it was probably due to time. I'd just like to have clarification on what that 226,000 variance was, please. Not now, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Could that be reported to you? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, any more matters arising from those minutes? If there's none, please turn to the... Sorry, yeah, Councillor Williams.
I just would like to know, with regards to the 5 appeals for plan changes 28 to 33, when we will be receiving a report on this matter and how much councillors can expect to be briefed, because at this stage we don't know anything more than that, those 2 sentences.
I'll put that to Mr. Green.
Councillors will be briefed at we've got a workshop planned, I think it's next week, on the draft liquor policy. We're planning on having a discussion as part of that, at the end of that, on this matter, just to try and find a time.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Anything further? Being nothing, did I include then, please, any matters arising from the 18th of March SPO? Okay, there being nothing. Moving now, please, do I want to try to look at the mission? Right, moving now to agenda item number 4, which is Mangakino. My apologies. Thank you. What's wrong? Have I missed something?
No.
Okay, cool. Moving now to agenda item number 4, please, which is Mangakino Pouakani representative group meeting of 21 February. So firstly, I'd ask if there are any amendments there too. Being none, a mover and a seconder, please. Move, Councillor Truman, seconded Councillor Hickling. Any matters arising? Oh, sorry, all those in favour? Aye. Any matters arising? My apologies. Being nothing? I must say, I'd just like it recorded or just noted that I personally, I know the rest of us, absolutely support the addition of the annual plan of the 2 sets of toilets, Whakaaro and the cemetery. Agenda item number 5, White Taupo signage shelter on the Kinloch domain. Mr. Ridd, welcome, sir.
I just have the lights on if that's okay.
Yeah, I did go dark on the sun. So many bumps or something. Presentations. Oh, I see. Is it off, is it? No, it's not off. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the item as read. We were approached by Bike Taupo around providing some information for cyclists in the Kinloch domain. That's the main starting point of the W2K track from the Kinloch end, and for those who've been on it or seen the amount of usage on that is huge. the guts of this report is really the size and nature of this building is such that both by Taupo and ourselves want some form of security around tenure, particularly from council perspective in terms of not having any liability, I guess, for what is quite a substantial structure, and from by Taupo's perspective to have some security of being able to use that site. Alison's laid out all the reserve planning aspects of it. It's quite I feel it's quite a straightforward item, but I'll take any questions if there are any.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ridd. So any questions of Mr. Ridd before we ask for some councillors to go on to the ad hoc committee? Okay, Councillor Hickling?
Yeah, John, it's just the area that is proposed to the side. I thought majority of that was for sort of boat trailer parking. Or have I got the plan?
No, it's the boat trailer parking tends to go. We've been trying to push them further into the domain. So we've where the Gobi blocks are at the moment, which is where the main boat parking. Now people do park their boats there,
yeah, I know
rightly or wrongly, but
yeah.
this will restrict that. But there's still ample parking for boats further within the domain.
Okay. And it fits with the management plan because we tried to make sure that the boats didn't encroach too far on the domain at the time when we did that management plan.
Does it fit with the... Well, Alison, through her report, is not raising the issue, so I bow to Alison's knowledge on this.
Okay.
But it really tidies up that site primarily as well, the main entrance.
Yeah.
Councillor Downer?
I suppose just the design, John, is any way that we can see, I've got the specs here, but actually is it going to be, quite a nice design to blend in with the environment?
You've seen the...
Yeah.
I don't quite know. I presume it looks like...
technology now, you can kind of get a 3D kind of view of what it looks like rather than just a tin shed or something that's just... I know it's open-sided with the signs on the side, but you can get some quite nice designs that blend in with the environment and the theme of cycling as well, the mountain biking. Yeah, it's just hard to see there. Is that being taken into consideration?
Looking at the drawings, I mean, basically it's a timber. It's a steel frame with timber cladding on it, so I mean it's fairly sort of run-of-the-mill stuff. But I presume the boards and the like they put it inside will try and will provide a theme if that's what we're after.
Well, just even native boards and timber and stuff like that into the theme of the bush. So we could make it quite a feature, or I don't know whether Taupo has thought about that. Is it rather than just a structure that's got information in it, if we could go down a little bit more.
So what you have to say, is it the look and feel of it you want
well,
it?
Yeah, to join in. I mean, it's the actual mountain biking going through and seeing our scene rather than just a shed there, just an actual themed kind of like, made with native wood or something like that. Yep.
Well, what I can do is I'll feed that back to Taupo, and if we can get some artist impressions, I'll flick them through via email.
Yeah.
Well, this definitely has to still go out for public submission.
Yep.
And perhaps if there are concerns as part of the mitigation process, maybe with, using some native timber or something, but should you not have a more clearer sort of picture of what the finished result is, so the people that have got any concerns about it, especially anyone who lives close to it or something like that, can actually see the finished article maybe?
Yep.
Just a 3D kind of picture of it rather than just plans.
A pretty finished picture, yeah, and I think Councillor Darnett is right, in a public reserve and in especially a place like Kinloch, it should, without being too, cost ridiculous. I think some native timbers and things like that being on the beach there should be, thought of.
I'll feed that back to the group then.
Yeah. Okay. So if another councillor's got anything to say, there's the ad hoc committee that has to be appointed to hear submission, if there are any. So do I have any nominations or suggestions or volunteers, for the want of a better word? Do you wish to put your name up, Councillor Dunn?
Well, I was thinking of Councillor Crate. He does live out that way, and I know that he is, I don't know how long he's with the operation, but, I think it'd be quite prudent to put him on there. I think he would.
Well, how about we change the resolution to any 3 of 4, and we'll put 4 names down here, of which one will be Councillor Crate's. and then when it gets time, if
I don't mind being on it.
yeah, so we had Councillor Williams, we had Councillor Downer, we had Councillor Johnson. Are there any others? And Councillor Crate. So 3 of those 4 to form the ad hoc committee, because if Councillor Crate is desirous at the time to do it, you 4 have to sort out who your 3 are. Okay. Is that okay?
I was thinking to make that simpler, did you want to nominate a reserve? So nominate 3 councillors and a reserve if Councillor Craig can't do it.
Well, I don't mind being reserved for Councillor Craig. So I'll be reserved.
Well, we've got 2 people wanting to be reserved, so we'll just leave it at the 4 and that's all that time, because when's it likely to be? What time frame are you looking at?
We're probably looking within 6 weeks, I'd say.
I think it's
I'll put my hand up in
as a
Councillor
reserve.
Johnson. No, I'll go on it and Councillor Johnson will go as well.
Yeah, is that? Yeah. Okay. All right. Did you formulate that resolution? So how does that change this resolution? That Councillor, and Councillor Johnson as a reserve?
Yeah.
Okay. So is there a mover for that, please? Moved, Councillor Hickling, seconded Councillor Truman. All those in favour? Aye. Aye. Agenda item number 6, very sad item for me, considering why it's here and who had the least before. So I'll hand back over to you, Mr. Ridd, again. I think basically really we could take it as read. Most of us around the table know why this agenda item is on the agenda, as the owner is deceased. So do we have any questions of any councillors before I ask if there's a mover or a seconder to the resolution, please? I would like to note also, though, that sadly I do think this should have come to us via Turangi Community Board. In the interest of time and the offer that the administrators of the estate have got, they did circumvent that, and on their behalf and our behalf I apologise to the Turangi Community Board for that. But I'm sure the Turangi Community Board would support this basically. So apologies to the board. And Gary, do you wish to comment on it?
Yes.
Sorry, Councillor Kipper. It's official.
I'd like to just simply say that there's part of the article that says that the board members were informally notified. Perhaps a way to do it. Some board members have come to me and said that they did not receive the information, and on that basis perhaps I could suggest that we use the in-house email system so that they do become informed, and in this occasion the board's decision would have been in favour of the resolution, so they don't have a problem.
Could I respond to that? That's exactly what happened. I emailed all the board members prior, so that happened.
Are board members saying they didn't get the email?
Some of them are.
Or maybe we need to check our emails, and maybe we should be sending them out with receipt required, Mr. Ridd, in the future. So if we don't get a receipt from a recipient, we can find out if maybe we've got a glitch in our system or something. So again, I unreservedly apologise to the Turangi Community Board that it's happened this way, but to expedite things, I think it is what it is. So I will ask anybody if anybody else has any questions on the suggested resolution. It's obviously transferring the lease of the motor open motor camp, as I said, because the owner of the lease is deceased. Gary,
yeah, well, I'd just like to signal I would be happy to move the resolution on the basis that this would be a good outcome in terms of at least securing the future of the camping ground. So I move the resolution on 6/2.
Thank you. I have a mover for the resolution, and I have a seconder, I think, from Councillor Downer. So all those in favour? Aye. Aye. So moved. Thank you very much, Mr. Ridd. Now calling on Mr.